Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Memphis Dynasty here on NCAA 12, one of the underrated NCAA games that we have in the Xbox 360 generation. We're starting off season number 2, and we are actually a better football team than what we were rocking with back in year number 1. We are out of the depths of being a D's across the board. We're now a beautiful 69 overall. That is a very nice overall, if I say so myself. We got a 72 offense and a 66 defense, and we get a nice measuring stick to start this season off. We're taking on Western Kentucky. That's going to be our very first game of the season at home, by the way. And they're roughly the same overall as us. C- overall squad, C- offense, D+ defense. So it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited to see how we handle this initial game of the season, because Western Kentucky will eventually be part of Conference USA, but not this season though. So if you're excited about this episode, man, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. And before we jump into the game action, let's go ahead and check out the custom players that are now part of this team. Alright, boys, so we will start off with the quarterbacks, because we always start with quarterbacks around here. We start with third string quarterback Joseph Thompson, who is a 6'6", 209-pound guy from Lewisburg, Tennessee. He's going to be redshirted this season. At running back, we got Tufington, who was actually redshirted last year, and he's from Cookeville, Tennessee. He's going to be our third or fourth string running back this upcoming season. And at the wide receiver position, we actually have multiple guys that are all being redshirted. Trayvon Randolph, Jody Gentry, Luke McConnell, and IT Thomas are going to be part of a lethal wide receiver room as they develop through this series. They're all going to be redshirted for now, but if some of these top guys do end up getting hurt for long periods of time, we can go to them. At right guard, we have Moofington. He's going to be our backup guard for us this upcoming season, and he's from Kirksville, Missouri. At middle linebacker, we have the freshman walk-on Alexander Gray. He's from Jackson, Tennessee, and what's going to make things, well, one of the rules I will have for this series is that I will not be allowed to cut any of your custom guys, so he will be on the team all 4 years. Only way that a custom player can leave the series is if they transfer out or they graduate / declare for the NFL draft early. And then at right outside linebacker, we got Josh Meadows from Enterprise, Alabama. He's going to be backing up Rocky Scott this upcoming season. And last but not least, we have our corner Seth Randolph from Collinsville, Tennessee. He's going to be one of our third string corners this upcoming season. He's got great speed, but needs to learn the defense a little bit more. And with that, got the previews out of the way. You've seen the custom guys. Let's go ahead and hit the field. Let's get this season off right, getting a dub to start year number 2. Let's get it. Alright, boys, so what we ended up doing was that we ended up winning that coin toss, and we gave Western Kentucky to start this football game, and this is not how we wanted to start season number 2. Huge run up the right hand side. Julian Jackson had to come through and make that tackle for us, but huge game to start out for the Hilltoppers as they will keep it on the ground. Nice spin move. You don't see that very often in NCAA 14 unless it's the user doing that, but we actually see that from the CPU this time around. But it looks like they're going to put one of their tight ends in the backfield. 88, a little bit of Ty Montgomery action. Ty Montgomery Light is going to run it right up the middle of the field and pick up yet another first down. So Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, they're on the move and nearly picking up yet another first down. So a huge third down coming for us here. We'll see if our defense has what it takes to hold it up. We're going to try to pump this crowd up, trying to get the Liberty Bowl in Memorial Stadium going as they go. Play action on third and short. Coleman's going to lay him out and force that field goal attempt, baby. Let's go. Break a double team while you're at it, man. That's how you stand up for your defense. So we will bend, but we won't break as we force the field goal attempt. And the field goal attempt is actually not gonna be good. So we actually don't surrender a single point on our first defensive possession of the season. We'll see if our offense can get to just as fast of a start here as we'll start throwing on 1st and 10. We are a throw heavy team from last year, and Anthony Douglas just drops the ball. Oh, that gives me nightmares from year number 1. We cannot drop the ball like that. Gonna need to be a little bit better. 2nd and 10, though, we'll throw to the running back, and that will actually be completed to William Jones. He actually did not play much last season because of injuries, but he is back, he is healthy, and going to be really excited to use him this upcoming season. But can we get another first down? We had a hard time at times getting drives together. 3rd and 8, we'll throw over the middle of the field, it seems like. Richard's going to try to throw, and we're going to find Duckett, and Duckett is going to find the first down marker. But there is a flag on the play, though. It's going to be a holding, and that holding is going to go against us. Antonio Campbell, he is the guilty party. And so now we got 3rd and 18. See if we can pick up some more yards and pick up this first down. Going to have to throw it deep. We find Brian Kidd for a good gain, but 4th and 5. Can't really do much of anything about that. So we actually did have to go ahead and punt this football away, but on special teams, there was actually an offside penalty on the defense, so that allows us to extend this drive a little bit longer. We'll see if we can turn that into points since we were provided a second chance. As now, 2nd and 10, we're going to run up the middle of William Jones, and William Jones got some good blocks. He's actually going to be off to the races. He runs away from the Hilltopper defense, and he's in the end zone. William Jones, baby. First touchdown of the season. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. William Jones just using that speed. He has a similar burst that Ali Atkinson had, for ones that know about the season 1 favorite. And we take a 7-0 lead off of that. As now Western Kentucky comes back out onto the field. 3rd and long, but we get them. We almost sacked this quarterback for a 3 and out, but instead quarterback is able to get rid of this football, and Western Kentucky is going to respond with a free play drive themselves. And the Hilltoppers, they're just going to go ahead and tie this football game, all knotted up at 7 apiece. And initially the coverage wasn't terrible. He just ran right past their secondary on that go ball, and we got ourselves a tied football game again. 7-7 going to be your score as we're late in the first quarter. Less than 3 minutes left to play as we'll roll out Jesse Richards down the sideline. We're actually going to find the fullback for Wada. Wada's going to pick up the first down for us. Nearly get it to midfield there as well. So that helps move the sticks for now as we have another 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line as Richards drops back the pass, looks over to the right-hand side, gets it out to Duckett, who scored the game-winning touchdown last year against Southern Miss. He'll get his very first catch of the season, and it goes for a gain of 5. As we'll look to throw again on a 2nd and 5. Richards going to go play action, looking around, going to try to throw it over the middle of the field, but it's deflected at the line of scrimmage, and that's a shame because we had Pittman wide but naked open over the middle of the field. Could not get the ball to him whatsoever, though. And instead, it's 3rd and 5. As Richard gets himself to the line, looking over the middle of the field, finds Pittman. This time, it will not be deflected at the line of scrimmage. We will pick up that first down, and because of that, we're also able to keep that drive alive. So a couple plays later now, 2nd and 11 coming up. This time we go to the ground game. We go to Washington for the jet sweep, and Washington's actually able to find some space on the outside. Nearly gets to that first down marker, but they will mark him just shy. But it does give us a lot of options here on this 3rd and short. We're going to go with curls for the girls to pick up the sticks. 3rd and 1. Richards looks over the middle of the field, tries to get it to the kid, Brian Kidd, but it's going to be deflected at the line of scrimmage. And listen, we just need 1 yard. 4th and 1. We're going to go for it here. We're going to go to our ground game, see if William Jones can pick up this first down for us. And the offensive line does more than enough to move the chains. First down, Memphis. And another huge stab at the heart of the Hilltoppers, trying to degrade their will. As we'll do a halfback screen on a 3rd and short, as he's going to pick up the first down for us once again. Another 3rd/4th down conversion. that does take us to the end of the first quarter. We got a pretty competitive game so far in our first game of the season, but as of right now, things are going to be tied up at 7 apiece with a few more quarters left to play. So we jump in here, start of the second quarter. Going to try to run some 4 verticals, but going to try to make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. See if we can duck it open on the interior as we'll throw over the middle of the field. But the timing was off as soon as we snapped that football, so it is going to be incomplete there. So we will have to try again, although it is going to be 3rd and long. Going to try to go for a halfback draw, and it works initially. Get upfield up to the second level, but Western Kentucky, their guys do rally up to the football. We will be forced to settle for a short field goal attempt. Should be a pretty easy one to make, less than 30 yards, and we sink it right through. Field goal attempt is going to be good, and we will use that field goal attempt to take us 10-7 lead. Really impressive drive that we had as well. That was a 15-play drive. Got 4 minutes off the clock as well. We're going to win that time possession. Drives like that are going to be critical, as we do also, in addition to our long drive that we just finished watching, we did also force a 3-and-out too. So we got the ball right back in our hands once again, and we go back to work. In and out to Anthony Douglas, who finally gets his first catch of the season. But it looks like he did hurt himself. Hopefully that injury is not too serious. Gonna need those younger guys on the roster to really step up. 1st and 10. Hilltoppers, they send a blitz. We throw a go ball out on the perimeter. It's caught! It's caught by Washington. Touchdown, Memphis. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. How about Jesse Richards hanging tough in the pocket? He was going to be hit. I'm actually surprised that he didn't get hit, to be honest with you guys, but still throw a fantastic ball to Washington. Throw it right where it needed to be, and just use that speed to win on the outside. And not only do we score yet another touchdown, we also get another 3-and-out. We can really open this game wide open. Richards looks over the middle, finds Pittman, and Pittman moves the chains once again. Another first down for the Memphis Tigers. And this offense is looking really good. Jesse Richards in particular being very efficient with the football. And we're going to get a little bit tricky here. William Jones in the Wildcat. We're going to try to throw this one up for Brian Kidd. We might have had him, but just put too much touch on that football. We overthrew him. And, is a good attempt, keep him off balance. Just didn't work out for us. So now, 2nd and 10 coming up. Richards throws to the right-hand side. He's going to find Duckett once again. The sophomore able to cross the 35-yard line to pick up that first down again. As now we go jet sweep to the right-hand side. Jones trying to find a little bit of space to work with. Somehow manages to turn that into positive yards. As initially it seemed like Western Kentucky had really good penetration there. We turn that into a 5-yard gain, and William Jones having a good performance as well. 2nd and 5. And Pittman's going to finish this drive for us. He's going to be open. I don't know if anybody was covering them or if there was a zone coverage bust. I'm actually really not sure what happened there. But either way, I really like how we executed that play. He was open. We got the ball to him. And we turned that into yet another touchdown. Up 24-7. And Western Kentucky feeling the pressure as they're desperately looking to get their offense going as well in this game. They won't have a 3-and-out for the first time in the last few drives, but their running back's going to pay the price for it. He's going to be down on the ground, and he'll be hurt. So now we'll have to deal with the great value brand, Ty Montgomery, in the backfield, as they will have to also rely on their quarterback. And their quarterback is not terrible by any means of the imagination. He's a solid starting quarterback, not our guy. Our guy did not get a waiver from entering the transfer portal, so we'll have to see him next season, but he will not be able to move the ball very far, as we will get him off the field once again. So we got a couple minutes left to work with here, as I've noticed that West Kentucky's pressing once again, and if you're going to press us, we're going to try to hurt you, and we do hurt them pretty badly if we can make this catch, and we do. Pittman making a big play downfield. And now we're in business, talking about potentially being a little bit more conservative. To now, I got a chance to put points on the board before the end of the first half. And speaking of putting points on the board, Washington trying to find the end zone, does not quite get there. Will be a first and goal, though. Nice execution there as well as Chris Washington having a very nice game. He caught that go pattern on the left-hand side of the field earlier in this quarter. As we'll look to convert on the first and goal. Richards throwing towards the end zone. It's incomplete, but there's a flag on the play, and it's against us. It's actually against us, man. You hate to see it. We are on Western Kentucky right now. We are on them, boys. And the penalties, you know, they've been hurting us. I'm not going to lie. They have hurt us quite a bit. It seems like it's killed a couple of our drives. We'll see if it doesn't kill our drive here as well. But instead, it's Chris Washington with his second touchdown of the game. Let's go, Washington. You love to see it. Wide butt naked open, too. I could have seen that. I'm a Division III track and field runner, right? Or at least that's what I used to be. Not a Division I quarterback. That's a layup for these Division I caliber players. And we take a 31-7 lead into the halftime locker room. This is the best I've seen this offense play in the entire series. So we'll see if we can keep that up for 4 quarters. And dare I say it, maybe we get some backups a little bit of run in this game. As Western Kentucky, they are actually, we started with the football, but we ended up going 3 and out. Even with a couple penalties helping us out, still didn't get a first down. It's tough to see, but Western Kentucky getting affected by the crowd noise at the Liberty Bowl, get them to a 2nd and 14, but they'll pick up a first down on the very next play. Thankfully, Julian Jackson is there to make that tackle. He was the last line of defense. Not the kind of play that I wanted to give up after a penalty, but that's what we have to deal with. And now Western Kentucky is on the move. They cross that midfield marker. And a 3rd and short coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it if they don't get this. 3rd and 3. Their running back is back in the game as he'll look over to the right-hand side. Finds a star receiver who cuts upfield quickly and moves the chains for the Hilltoppers. As you can see the stats for David Brown, who's having a solid day so far, 8 for 13. And down, Jones gets the football. He's going to run over a couple of defenders. He's showing some serious heart there. That's an 8-yard gain on that run. He really fought for that. And now another 3rd and short for the Hilltoppers. Will they go back to the ground game? They do. To Ty Montgomery up the middle of the field. And it's a first down for the Western Kentucky. Great value. Ty Montgomery is going to strike again. So at this point, we'll settle in on stopping the run. We're going to sell out for it. And they actually go jet sweep. They run away from the blitz that we initially called. And it's just a really good play call. I can't really be mad at it. So now, 2nd and short again coming up for Western Kentucky. This time, they do pass the football. And I need that intercepted. John Curtis, it was in your hands, my guy. That was in your hands. You got to make that catch. But it's still going to be an incompletion. And once again, it's another 3rd down. Will the 3rd time be the charm? David gets his. He throws the football. They don't get the first down. We force a 4th down stop. Except they're going for it. 4th and inches. Who wants it more? Let's see if our defense can get him off the field again. Clemens gets moved into motion. It's going to be a run to the right to Johnson. He's going to find his way through a couple of our defenders. We had a couple guys in position to make that play, but couldn't get it done. So now a goal line situation for the first touchdown in over 2 quarters. And it's going to be caught. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. And the Hilltoppers, they go for this 2-point conversion and get it. It's just a 2-score game. This thing is certainly going to be far from over. And they will decide to do that 2-point conversion on the way. And they will go with the speed option to the right-hand side. Great value. Ty Montgomery is going to dive into the end zone. And that 2-point conversion is going to be good. This game certainly going to be far from over as the Hilltoppers complete a 14-play, 80-yard drive. So after that long drive for Western Kentucky, we did get a chance at the football, don't get me wrong, but we end up going 3 and out once again. And so the Hilltoppers come back out onto the field. They could really be demoralizing our defense right now. What really helped our defense in the first half was that we are really controlling this football. Not so much here in the second half, as now David Brown's actually going to scramble, was bouncing off a couple of his offensive linemen. I'm surprised none of our guys are able to get to him, and it's a solid gain because of that. Is now 3rd and 4. Brown's going to run it up the middle with a great value. Ty Montgomery, who's going to cut up field. And it's another first down. So the Hilltoppers on the move again, going with a speed option to the right-hand side. We tried to intercept the pitch, but we don't get that same look that we had in that very first game of the series where we were able to intercept the pitch. And that was ironically the only points that we scored against Mississippi State, if anyone remembers that very first game that we've had. So we do at least get them to another 3rd and 6 here. We'll see if we can get him off the field this time, as David Brown's going to drop back. He's going to look over the middle of the field. He has his receiver, but the receiver does him dirty. He didn't get his foot in bounds. That's tough, because that was a dot by David Brown, and his receiver just failed him. So instead, they're going to have to settle for a field goal. We will keep it a 2-score game, but I'll tell you what, though, those Hilltoppers are trying to creep back into this football game. We're up 31-18 going into the final quarter of action. Get those 4s up, baby. Let's see if we can get our first win of the season. So here we go, baby. 4th quarter of action underway. Offense played like dog poop in that last quarter. We'll see if we can change that as we send Duckett into motion. Play action. We'll get over in the middle of the field, looking for Brian Kidd. And he will end up dropping that pass. So automatically it's going to be a 3rd and long. We have struggled on our 3rd down conversion so far today. Only 2 for 8 so far. Can Richard change the trend? And he does. Finding Chris Washington over the middle of the field. And he has really stepped up in this one. He's now at over 100 yards. 1st and 10 following the big completion. Richards will drop back the pass once again, and we had the out pattern. This time it's a bad pass by Jesse Richards. And now it's 2nd and 10. Pittman's going to go ahead and actually take it here. It was initially supposed to go to William Jones for that Wildcat, but recognized that there wasn't a lot of space on the outside and took advantage of it. So 3rd and inches instead, we will go back to that Wildcat. We'll see if we can get the first down here. This time a fake. This time William Jones will try to take it up the gut, but will not pick up the first down. But we still only need that 1 yard. Can we pick up that 1 yard? As we got 4th and 1, we're going to go with bunch to the right. We got Washington to the left. Richards looking to the right-hand side. He's going to find the tight end, Brian Kidd, who makes the catch, a critical catch too, and allows us to keep that football. We'll see if we can get more points on board. Richards gonna actually try to run for it. He didn't like what he saw upfield, and he does slide down. That's very rare to see, because Jesse Richards, a pocket passer, man. He does not like the idea of running this football. He's like C.J. Stroud, except at least C.J. Stroud has some athleticism. He just chooses not to run. Jesse Richards rarely chooses to run and is extremely slow too. So now, 3rd and 2. Richards looks to the right-hand side. Wanted the big play downfield, but overthrew his guy again. We'll see if we decide to go for that 4th down conversion or not. We don't. We will send out our kicker instead. And that kick is going to be up, and it's going to be good. So we successfully make the kick. 34-18 will officially be your score. 11 play, 57-yard drive. So it's back to being a 2-score game, but West Kentucky is by no means out of this game, at least not yet. A lot of football left to play. Brown drops back the pass on a 2nd and 9. He's got a ton of time. Eventually chooses to run with it, and with all the space that he had, I'm surprised he didn't pick up the first down on his own. But still a big gain. Is now 3rd and inches. Monroe, the tight end, gets moved into motion. Going to try to chop block before running his route. Has some time to work with. No way that's a catch. Hang on. No way that's a catch. We got to take a look at this again. They call this a first down on the field. And it looks really close. But I don't know if he got it or not. And I really do not know if they got it or not. And thankfully, the booth agrees. We're going to take another look at this. And look at how this catch is. You let me know down in the comments if this is actually a catch or not. But I don't think it is. That man is well out of bounds. What was that official ref? That initial ref that was right there on the sideline? What the heck was he looking at? So, 4th and inches now, but it does stop the clock for the Hilltoppers at least. We'll see if they can pick it up this first down. As Brown looking to throw on a 4th and inches, but it's going to be broken up. Let's go, baby. We'll take back over. Give us that football, man. And now a chance to ice this game potentially. 2nd and 6. We got William Jones taking a carry. He's got some space in the open field. Gets the last block that he needs. That could be a dagger. Touchdown, Memphis. And William Jones with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. We really needed some balance going into this season. I mean, we were able to move the ball downfield in the passing game, but in the running game, it was a little inconsistent. That's changing here for sure. And now the Hilltoppers, they're simply falling apart right now. They are falling apart. We get our first turnover of the entire season there. And now we can run out this clock and put a cap on this game. Or we can be petty and go for more points. We decided to try that. And we did have a man upfield. We had B open. But that, unfortunately could not get the ball over in his direction. So 3rd and 8, we'll go for it. See if we can pick up this first down on the ground with William Jones calling yet another halfback draw. And look at the space that William Jones has to work with. That's a first down. And because that's going to be a first down, now we can start thinking about chewing out the rest of this clock. Get ourselves out of here on this drive. Or at least so I thought. But my coordinators still want to throw the football. I'm really confused with what we're trying to do here. I mean, we got this game in the bag. And because we saw Jesse Richards take that sack, he actually hurt himself. So he had to leave the game. So now we'll do the sensible thing and actually run the football. Thankfully, Jesse Richards' injury is not too serious. But we got a 3rd and long, though. Trying to pick up one more first down. If we pick up this first down, we don't have to worry about the rest of this game. But Hilltoppers, they'll get one last chance. And William Jones gets hurt. William Jones freaking gets hurt of all people. But, we'll see if William Jones' injury is also serious as well. We don't get an update before this game is over. But we do win our first game. We win our first game pretty handily, actually. We are going to win by a final score of 41-18. For the most part, I loved how our offense moved. But there's always going to be room for improvement, in my opinion. So the second half wasn't our best performance, but overall, I thought we played a pretty good game. We ended up putting 41 up on our first game of the season. I can't complain about that either. And Jesse Richards, he had a great game. And I got that cold, so that's probably why I sound just a little bit different as we're recording this video. But Jesse Richards, he ends up with 18 for 34, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. William Jones did try to throw a pass as well. Speaking of William Jones, though, he had a great day on the ground. He ended up with 23 carries, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns in this one. A few other people did manage to touch the rock as well and get some good carries. And for receivers, man, our receivers actually really stepped up today. Anthony Douglas, our top receiver, he did get hurt and did not return for the rest of his game, so hopefully it's not a serious injury, but we'll check that out later. Chris Washington, though, had 6 catches for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, and then James Pittman was also able to find a way to get into the end zone as well. As for our defense, though, this was a really solid day for our defense. As Vince Tate led the way in tackles in this one. He had 9 tackles, 4 TFLs, and multiple sacks. Nate Coleman also found a way to get multiple tackles. He had 5 solos in this game. And then not to mention, outside of Vince Tate getting to the quarterback, we got to the quarterback quite a few times today. Zach Scott, Nate Coleman, and Sam Miller were all able to bring him to the ground and make him feel the pain. We also did force 1 turnover today. That is the senior redshirt Tommy Myers from Port Charlotte, Florida. He didn't really return it very well, but he did manage to get 4 tackles in this game. Plus, not to mention Sam Miller, the sophomore linebacker from Elizabethtown, Tennessee. He was able to force a fumble in the 4th quarter as well. However, we did fail to recover it. So it looks like we have the injury for Anthony Douglas. I never saw it pop up on screen during the game, but Anthony Douglas did tear his abdominal. He is questionable, so I don't know if we'll have him for the next game, but I'm glad that it's at least not a long-term injury. Now, that being said, we did already get our very first commit of the entire season. It's 2-star outside linebacker Dante Sims. He's from Farmington, Missouri, and you know, he was also getting looked at by Kansas and Tulsa as well. But we're going to be bringing him out to the University of Memphis, and you know, we'll see if he can provide some good play for us down the line. I see him as a developmental piece in this series. For the next episode, guys, we will be going on the road for the very first time and taking on the Arkansas State Red Wolves, who we did beat last season. So I'm sure they're going to get that revenge. So we got to be ready, and we got to put together a better second half, because I don't know if we're going to play teams much worse than Western Kentucky for the rest of this season. But guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you happen to be brand spanking new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.